women naturally twerk. Like if a woman gets excited, she's like, oh my God, yes. You know what I'm saying? And it's something about the movement itself that just brings about joy. I don't know what it is, y'all. When I'm in my bedroom by myself and I turn on some music and I get to shaking some tush, I feel better.
Okay.
Yeah, so Player is out, you guys. Check me out. I actually play 2 roles in Player, but I won't say too much and I won't spoil the plot. But you can find Player the movie on Tubi, on Apple TV, and Prime TV.
I got a chance to watch it, and I'm not going to spoil it either, but she did an amazing job. So
Thank
y'all
you.
definitely go check that out.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Speaking more on your career as an actor, especially one that has started so recently yet succeeded in such a short amount of time, what were the steps that you took to achieve where you're at right now? Like, was there anything specific that you think you did different than the next person that got you the results faster, or do you think it was just something meant for you?
Well, partially I do believe it was meant for me, but also I have to say, if you were trying to get into acting, get into class, get into training. There are some people who are just born naturals. They can just hop right into set in Hollywood and kill it. Most of us are not like that. Get into training. Find reputable acting schools in Atlanta. There are so many. And start training, because you build connections and relationships from there. And from there you can start making your own content and getting booked for other roles. So get into class. That's how I started. And then I just started submitting myself for projects.
Absolutely. So what advice would you give someone that maybe doesn't have the funding to pay for classes? As we know, any type of schooling is very expensive. So just for starters.
It definitely can be pricey. I will say YouTube University is your friend. YouTube is amazing. You don't always have to be physically in a class to get that knowledge. There is so much free knowledge on YouTube. Look up scene study. Look up improvisation exercises on YouTube. There are so many ways to get that knowledge in.
Absolutely. And what has been the most rewarding aspect of your acting experience so far?
The most rewarding aspect is, for one, seeing how far I can push myself. It's harder than many people think to be vulnerable, period. But then again, to be vulnerable on camera. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the biggest challenges of being an actor, because it's easy to record a scene or record an audition in the comfort of your home. But what about when you're on set and you have makeup touching you up and light shining in your face and people saying restart, reset, and like all these things going around, but you still have to stay locked into that character. So I think just pushing myself and seeing how far or how deeply I can commit to a role is what's been most rewarding. And then obviously the audience response is always nice to see. I mean, after you put in the work and you see the final project for the first time, and then to hear the audience response and have it be received well is always a nice pat on the back. So I enjoy the whole process from start to end.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you stay versatile or like avoid typecasting? Because I know you have a very unique look, and so we're still tapping into that new market where we're giving women of color with locks an opportunity.
Definitely. So thankfully I haven't been typecast. Honestly, when I even go to submit for a project, if I feel like it's super stereotypical or something that's not going to help me grow, or the script is just surface level, or there's just other red flags that I can talk about if y'all are interested. Like small things, like if there are typos in the submission details, it's like, all right, I can see how this is going to go. Because when it's professional and everything's tight, everything is tight. So you can read for those things. And I always read for the integrity of the script, the integrity of the role. And if I don't want to do it, I just don't submit.
Absolutely.
So I think that's been a way that I've been able to have some kind of creative control in what I put out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's important, not just being like yes to everything, being selective and not watering yourself down.
Exactly.
I think that's what creates you as an exclusive actress. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then in regards to like technologies or platforms or anything within tech that you use, not necessarily like tech, like apps or anything, but what have you used platform-wise to connect or further your career? as an actress?
As an actress specifically. So for one, Backstage is where I started submitting myself. I don't think it's necessarily the best platform, but it is a start. You'll find a lot of local projects that you don't have to be union for. You don't need representation to submit. So definitely Backstage, especially if you want to get into some background work or some student projects. And then I kind of elevated to Actors Access, which is what I currently use, although, as you guys know, there's a writer's strike, an actor strike, and a lot of things are on pause right now. But Actors Access is your friend for those major roles, those major projects, and just some more elevated roles on Actors Access. Outside of that, let me tell y'all, word of mouth, from working on one set and people just liking the way I work, liking what I deliver, they talk to other people in the industry. And I've booked multiple roles that way from people just talking and, word of mouth. So I would say Actors Access, Backstage, definitely start building an Instagram following. You don't need to have thousands and thousands of followers, but definitely show that you have a presence on Instagram because you never know what other smaller projects you can get. I'm in web series on YouTube. I've done skits with Country Wayne. So social media is just as important as submitting yourself on these Backstage and Actors Access sites as well.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with you on that. And would you say that you need a reel as a beginning actor or actress, or do you think it's just best to do the background, start with that, and then, move on to, the next step? Because I think a lot of people have this ideology that you're just going to submit for a role and you're just going to be famous and get a major role.
Right. Well, that's a misconception, and I don't want you guys to be discouraged when that doesn't happen. But I will say, okay, you're asking. Hold on.
Should you start with background first instead of like just going in on Actors Access and applying for roles? Like, do you recommend that someone starts with the backgrounds and stuff, even though obviously low pay, no audition, it's kind of like the bottom of the totem pole? I don't want to say that. But
right, but I get what you're saying. I think I'm hesitating to answer because everyone's path is so different. So for me, I did a couple of major background sets, which were amazing opportunities. Like I'm on set with Morgan Freeman, like some of the greats, Eddie Murphy. And it was just a good way to get a feel for how it feels to be on major sets. So I say, yes, do the background work because you get to be on set. You get to see, okay, this is what this terminology means. This is what this means. So definitely do it, but don't stay stuck there. The people who you see booking consistently on major networks, major films, are not sitting there submitting to background all day. At the end of the day, you have to audition for those larger roles. There are times, however, where background has been upgraded last minute to like a one-liner or a two-liner in a scene because they need, some extra dialogue. But I would not bank on that and spend so much time on set as a background actor. The days can be like 12 hours long. So just make sure you're strategic when you do it and take it as a learning experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's great advice. How important is diversity and inclusion in the industry, and how do you see it evolving? Do you think we're moving forward, or do you think we still have a long way to go, especially for women of color?
Oof. I definitely think we have a long way to go. I think things are changing. We see more diversity in different casts. We see diversity, on Netflix series, movies, etc. But we still have a long way to go. For every one Black actor or actress you see on a Netflix show or a film, there are thousands and thousands trying to get that same role. So I do think we need to diversify who's writing our stories and the characters that they're bringing to life so that we give, Black actors a chance. That's one of the reasons I have so much respect for, our Issa Raes, who have like full Black cast and give so many amazing Black talents an opportunity to shine. Because there's so much talent that needs to be seen out there. So yeah, there's a long way to go. But there's more opportunity than there was about a decade ago. I'll say that.
So do you see yourself, or are you currently involved in any of the other aspects of act or film and as an actress and a model, like BTS stuff? Are you directing, producing, or do you plan to in the future?
So I don't direct or produce, but I would like to start doing short form content on my own. So that's your skits, your little comedy skits for social media and things like that, because especially in times like this, creatives, I'm talking to you, in times like this when there's strikes going on and work starts slowing up, you have to take creating into your own hands. You can't wait for Mama Hollywood or Papa Hollywood to give you your check. No, you better get out there and create. Do you see Country Wayne out here? Get into the bag. He doesn't need Hollywood at this point. He creates his own stuff. He has his own major sets, and he hires his own actors. So start creating. Don't wait. You got this.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I will be starting to direct my own skits and do my own thing.
For yourself.
For myself and also for my business, because
Okay.
content is everything.
Absolutely.
For promoting.
Now, speaking about your business, let's transition into that. So,
Yay.
how did you transition into creating this amazing business that just grew into something so beautiful, and it's still growing so much?
Thank you. It's
I
still
watched
a
it from day
baby.
one, so I can say
Yes.
that.
Weren't you literally in the first class?
I was at the first probably couple. Yeah.
So what got me into this? I've always loved dance, and I love fitness. I love looking good. I love feeling good. So I was like, why not merge the two? Also, prior to starting my own twerk fitness class, I was also an assistant for someone else who has a successful, amazing twerk fitness program. So that was also in my mind, but there was a point where I wasn't her assistant anymore. And people were talking to me. They're like, hey girl, when are you gonna start teaching a class? Because they would see me in the gym working out, or like see me posting myself in fitness stuff. They're like, when are you gonna do a class? I would love for you to do a class. Girl, you need to hop on this. And then I had my boyfriend in my ear telling me to start a class. I had my trainer at the time encouraging me. So I'm like, you know what? I'ma do it. I'ma do it. And literally, girl, I was so nervous. I was so nervous. I was like, what if nobody comes? Thank God you showed up, so that wasn't me.
You had a lot of people show up.
A lot of people showed up, but you
blessing.
showed up. But I was like, what if nobody comes? What if people think, whatever. I had so many things of what could go wrong. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to silence the fear and put a date on it. I said, Saturday, May 14th, 2022, boom, that's my first class. And I didn't let myself look back, and look at where we are.
You go, girl.
Thank
you did that. You did
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
I think a lot of it has to do with like people just trusting you and you having like your network to support you. So I think that plays a big role in any business as an entrepreneur. So
Definitely.
just building that network and then transferring it into something that can, benefit you, and then the trust and the loyalties there. So
For sure.
Okay, let me ask you this. So how long have you been twerking? Because before when I heard the word twerking, prior to me understanding what it is, and actually it's crazy how I even changed my mindset on it. So how long have you been doing it, and what is the reason that you like to twerk?
So like I said, I was an assistant for a twerk fitness program prior to this. And prior to that program, I hadn't really known much about twerk fitness. But I fell in love with the energy of it.
Okay.
I fell in love with how I felt after it. I fell in love with the empowering aspect of it. Not saying like twerking in itself is empowering, but just women being, well, which it is in my opinion, but just women being free in their bodies.
Absolutely.
Women feeling sexy with fitness. Women feeling beautiful. Women feeling like they can show up and be bold and be out there and feel good doing it. Because so many times women, especially black women, we feel like we have to box ourselves in, right? We have to be professional. What does professional mean? Basically everything anti-black. When I show up to this corporate job, I have to water this down. I've created a space where we say, F that. We are gonna show wildly, unapologetically ourselves, and we're gonna get a good workout in at the same time. So I think that concept is so marketable and just reaches so many women. So I just see it continuing to grow the way it's been growing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think definitely just with your program being different than others, like
Oof, yes.
what do you think sets your program apart from others, and like what are the key benefits of twerking as fitness versus like workout routines at the gym or yoga or something?
So I'll do the first question first. What sets my program apart from others? Me.
Absolutely.
My energy is unique, just like everyone, like your energy is unique. Nobody could sit in this chair and do the same exact thing you do the way you do it, right? That's what's so beautiful about it. I'm the same way. Nobody can be Coach Star. I go by Coach Star in my fitness class. No one can be Coach Star. In that class, I feel more free. I'm out there. I'm like, you've been in class. I'm loud. I'm encouraging y'all. Sometimes I break down because I'm feeling what I'm saying to y'all. So it's my energy. My energy is my signature, and that's what keeps people coming back.
Absolutely.
Yes, the workout is fun, but it's the energy and it's the intention behind it. Some twerk classes, it's like, okay, we're gonna learn this twerk movement, we're gonna learn this choreography, you're gonna get your cardio, and that's it. If you go to these other classes, those coaches are not speaking life into those women the same way I speak life into these women. Those coaches are not as personable in their approach to their class. It's not the same experience as sexy work, so that's what sets me apart.
Absolutely.
And then the other part of the question was why twerking as opposed to like cardio, regular cardio. My thing is when you love your cardio routine, when you love your workout routine, you're more likely to repeat it. So if I market this thing called Girls Night Out and we're shaking tail and we're cutting up every Friday, we're filling ourselves up with love, you're more likely to repeat that workout routine than if I'm like, okay, y'all, let's like run 5 miles together. Boo, right?
And you do both.
And I do both. I do work out traditionally in the gym, but it is not my favorite.
Yeah.
It is. I feel most alive and I feel most connected when I'm dancing and I'm engaged in movement, like dance movement.
Absolutely.
So it's just about creating adding a newness to your routine. There's so many workout classes out here already where you do traditional workouts. I didn't want to be another one. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
And tell the audience about the piece that I've never seen at any other fitness program, and I've tried a different couple ones, like the affirmation part, that sisterhood part. How did you come up with the idea to just like incorporate that, and why do you make it such a importance that like just being there, you're like, okay, stop, this is what we're doing now?
Yeah. I think part of the reason, I've thought about this, but it's just hitting me now as I'm talking about it with you. The reason why I craved this sisterhood and wanted to create this sisterhood so bad is because I do have a sister, but we weren't raised together. But growing up, I just had brothers. I didn't have a sister. So to be able to create a chosen family, that's so powerful to me. Because at the end of the day, blood is thick, but so is authentically created unions that aren't blood related. Those are just
Absolutely.
as powerful, sometimes more powerful than our blood family. So I wanted to create a true sisterhood. Absolutely. And I see so many, I don't want to say fraudulent, but fraudulent claims of sisterhood in other areas. You have women empowerment brunches, which I don't knock, but some of them you can tell it's more about the money than the person. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, I want to create something that's real, a real sisterly bond. I mean, I know my girls. I shout out their birthdays. Like we talk, we connect. At the end of class, people don't even want to leave because we're bonding, we're genuinely connecting. So I think I was just craving that sisterhood from a young age.
And the affordability part too.
And the affordability.
You do the BOGOs.
Yes. Because at this point, especially in these early phases, it's about getting sexy work fitness out there in as many faces as possible. And people are more comfortable when they bring someone they know with them, right? If you have a buy one, get one, you bring your friend, you're going to feel more comfortable. So yeah, it's just, and the affirmations, that's what I forgot. Why do I do that? It's just me, y'all. I can't pretend it was like some logical thing it's me. It was on my heart. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna incorporate this. It was just in my intuition. I followed it and it stuck. And I'm glad I listened to my gut. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you're doing a great job with that. And I definitely see that, you're inspiring and impacting women, especially as women, our sizes, how we look. That's definitely something that can, discourage us from wanting to go into a gym with other women who might look more physically fit
yes.
And, feel discouraged.
Definitely. And I stress that in all my classes, guys. None of that matters in my class. Your fitness level does not matter. Your age does not matter. I have pregnant women join my class. I have women who are masculine presenting join my class. You know what I'm saying? So it really is, and that just speaks to us how safe the space is. It's not discriminatory. I'm not looking for the hottest twerkers. I'm looking for the women with open hearts who want to get moving. So yeah, anybody can get this work. If you've ever been worried about not fitting in a fitness environment, this class is not a place you have to worry about that. It's such a safe space.
Absolutely. And then just with all that being said, twerking within itself, how does that contribute to improving body confidence and self-expression?
Yes. So I could take this from a spiritual standpoint, a historical standpoint. There's so many, and just a mere physical standpoint. I'll do all of them. So for one, for one, a lot of the time, I'm not going to generalize all women, but a lot of the time, women naturally twerk. Like if a woman gets excited, she's like, "Oh my God, yes!" You know what I'm saying? And it's something about the movement itself that just brings about joy. I don't know what it is, y'all. When I'm in my bedroom by myself and I turn on some music and I get to shaking some tush, I feel better. And if you want to go into the spiritual aspect of it, the womb is located where our sacral chakra is. That is our home of creativity, of passion, of sexual energy. And sexual energy is the energy we create and manifest most of our lives from. And believe it or not, it's not just about sex. So when we take control of that, and we are expressive with that energy, that translates into every aspect of our life and every aspect of our confidence. Another reason why twerking itself is so healing for women, a lot of women have sexual trauma. A lot of women have sexual trauma, whether it's unwanted sexual encounters, unwanted sexual advances from men. It could be as simple as catcalling, a man saying something that made you feel sexually uncomfortable. Those are all sexual traumas, no matter how small or how large. And when we take our power back sexually and we are moving our bodies the way we want to be moved and we're taking our agency back, that builds confidence. That builds confidence. And it's like, yeah, this is my body and this is what I'm going to do with it.
Absolutely. I think it just raises something that is just more powerful than we even know because it's universal.
Yes.
Dance is universal. And at the same time, when we talk about chakras and health and all of these things, it's more than that. It's good for your gut health. It's,
for sure.
You know, but I think over time, like, this is a true story. Prior to November 2021, I had a different view on twerking. I was just like, ew, like, I'm good. Like, I don't do it. I don't want to be around it. And then I met a lady, a girl, and she explained it to me because she was a twerk instructor.
Oh, yeah.
And she kind of inspired me. This is prior to you having your course. So she inspired me to look at it from a different perspective. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
And then I started following her, watching her, and I realized, like, it's more than this. Mm-hmm. I think over time it just took a bad stigma based on whatever mass culture, the things that we see on TV.
Absolutely. And I'm not saying, hey guys, next time you have a job interview, go in there and start twerking. Express your joy. Take a step. That is not what I'm saying, which is why I created this space, right? And my class is also unique because it's only women. A lot of these other twerk classes, they'll let men in. They'll let other people in. And it's not discriminatory, it's just my vision. My vision is for women to have a safe space to do what they do behind closed doors.
I'm not coming in.
Because a lot of the judgment that comes with twerking, what is it from? Men. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's trashy, or these women are less than, these women are ratchet.
Or being sexualized.
This is our space. It's not even about that at this point. You don't even have access to the sacred space that I've created. So yeah.
I like that.
It's for us.
Yep.
It's for us.
It definitely makes you feel comfortable because it's private and it's taking that stigma of feeling, you know, sexually symbolized or whatnot,
right.
like we normally look at it. So I think there's a lot of research or work or just historical things that can be looked at into this to change that perspective.
Definitely.
On that.
For sure.
Yeah. And then I want to talk a little bit about mental health. So just in general, with you being a busy model, actress, fitness instructor, entrepreneur, business owner, everything you do, how do you practice managing stress and anxiety?
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm still working on that. There are times where I am incredibly overwhelmed. I like to tell this story because I shocked myself and made it happen, but I didn't know how. I had come off set for, I want to say, like 12 hours, y'all, filming for Player. Came off set at night, probably like 7 o'clock, and had a class to teach, 7:30 for Girls Night Out. So I rushed from set, rushed to class, teach Girls Night Out, and then go straight back to set because we had another scene to film. So it just comes down to, do you want to do it? How bad do you want it? Are you going to make it happen? Sometimes I am stressed, but it has to get done. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off. I pull it off because it's just me, right? But as far as managing stress, I do try to give myself days where I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna say no to anything I don't want to do today. This is my day to regenerate my energy and to make sure I'm mentally strong so I can do what I need to do. So don't be afraid to have those me days, y'all. I would say those have been really helpful for me.
Absolutely. And then just with mindfulness and like meditation, how do you practice meditation, or do you, maintain these type of things that would help you take time out of your day on a regular basis just to meditate?
Absolutely. So my favorite form of meditation, I do like guided meditations. You can find them on YouTube. I love YouTube, y'all. Y'all gonna hear me talk about YouTube a lot. I love me some YouTube. But outside of that, just focusing on the breath, right? Just breathing. Even if I'm just sitting in bed and I'm like, all right, let me put my phone down, and just taking 5 intentional breaths, that's meditative. Okay? A lot of the times, if you have anxiety, you're holding your breath, your shoulders up, you're tense, your jaw is locked. So just to be intentional about that and recognizing that, that's meditative. Working out is also meditative for me. I feel so relieved after I get a good sweat session in, right? And then my third form of meditation and release would be writing. And writing is more so for when I feel overwhelmed and I have pent up energy that I need to release. I find clarity every time I write. So writing, focusing on your breath, and getting moving, move your body. Those are all great stress relievers.
Yeah, and I asked that question because I noticed how big of a criteria it was for participants in your program when we do that, like taking that time to meditate and whatnot. And I think a lot of people aren't aware of how to meditate.
Yeah.
Like just turning your brain off and clearing it. It's something you have to practice.
Sure, and there's something I want to say about meditation, because there's no real how to meditate. There's no perfect meditator in the world. I don't care what these self-help gurus tell you. We all struggle with meditation. That's why we have to make it a practice, a daily practice. And meditation does not mean silencing the mind. You're going to have thoughts. There are times when I start meditating and my thoughts are, this is stupid. Check your phone. Dang, I'm stressed. What am I going to eat for dinner? You're going to have thoughts, but it's about learning how to be an observer of your thoughts and not reacting to your thoughts. Because normally I would act on those thoughts like, oh my God, what am I gonna eat? What am I gonna do? Let me scroll on my Instagram. But it takes another level of self-awareness and strength and inner peace to breathe through the thoughts, observe them, and just let them flow by like a passing train. Let them flow by. You don't have to jump on that train, just watch it flow by. Absolutely. So yeah, that's meditation. You're gonna have thoughts. Yep. Embrace it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Where do you see the next 5 years with Sexy Work? Where do you see yourself going, or where do you see your organization going?
Sexy Work Fitness is going to blow my mind in ways unimaginable. It already has. I'm only 1 year in business, guys. Can I brag for a little bit?
Absolutely.
And it's not bragging. It's just I'm so proud of how far I've come.
We need to give you your flowers. So everyone drop those flowers in the emoji.
Drop them flowers for me. I'm 1 year in business, and I've reached hundreds of women. I look through my count of women, who've come to class, even if it's just one time. Hundreds of women. I think my biggest class on my own was like 50, packed out class. And my biggest ever was over 60. And this was opening Ebony Fit Weekend. If you don't know what Ebony Fit Weekend is, it's one of the biggest fitness events for Black fitness people around the area. So the fact that I was selected to open Ebony Fit Weekend with Sexy Work Fitness within 1 year in business is crazy to me. When I started this and I heard about Ebony Fit and I was following them, I was like, okay, I'm gonna shoot to do this in a couple years. Like maybe in a couple years they'll notice me, because whatever. When I tell y'all, I got a message from Ebony Fit asking me to open, I was like, I thought I was dreaming, because I had just been thinking about it. I wrote it down as a goal, and a few days later, I kid you guys not, a few days later, I get a DM from Ebony Fit. Hey, we found your page. We love what we see. Would you like to open Ebony Fit Weekend?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Do you know how insane that is? So the growth has been tremendous, y'all. I can blab and blab all day. The proof is in the pudding. We're making an impact. We're making a buzz, and it's gonna be huge. Outside of that, and I don't want to ramble too long, we also have her first annual retreat this coming weekend. Where my retreat girls at? Hey. our first annual self-love and sisterhood retreat that we're going to be doing every year. So by this time next year, I already know that's going to be even bigger. I already know my classes are going to grow. I know I'm going to be in multiple locations. I know this Sexy Work Fitness is going to be global. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a program comparable to Zumba, where I can what's the word? License other instructors, teach them my ways, the Sexy Work way. Don't take that, trademark. The Sexy Work way, and they instruct their own classes using the Sexy Work methods. Like, this is going to be huge,
I'm just
guys.
going to go ahead and call it
Mark
AI.
my words.
AI is going to be doing sexy work.
If AI want to get this work, AI can get this work. I don't think AI could do what I do though.
No, they can't.
I don't think they can do what I do.
They don't have to clone you first. Just kidding. No. So with you training and having more locations, so you want to be the instructor, or would it be like you would try to teach people to replicate? Because you know we can't duplicate.
Can't duplicate, we could try to replicate, okay? I can give you a little bit of sauce, but it's gonna taste like your own recipe at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But so for now, like this is my baby. Like we said, she's not even a toddler yet, just over a year. This is my baby, so it's gonna be me popping up in different locations. I wanna do a tour. I already have ladies in the DMV and Florida, et cetera, saying, hey, come do a class out here. People in Mississippi, people in Texas saying, hey, come do a class out here. So I see myself taking this thing on tour and just,
absolutely.
And you know, generating interest in other places, so much so that it makes sense to have an instructor out there. I don't want to jump ship and just have an instructor out there when the demand hasn't grown to that level yet. Yeah. So yeah, when the time's right.
Absolutely.
When the time is right.
Did you say you were on YouTube as well with Sexy Work, or?
So I am on YouTube.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube. Najma Shy, Najmashy. That's my YouTube.
Type it in here.
Okay. I have personal videos up there as well as an intro video for Sexy Work, but there will be more workouts coming to YouTube as well. Absolutely. So that you can do it from the comfort of your home.
I know
that's my
had,
YouTube.
What is her name? The girl with the locks.
With a lot?
White boy. That one song that just came out. I don't know her name. I forgot. Callie.
Yep. Wait, I was
Excuse
like,
me. I almost heard, yeah, Callie. Yep. You had her pull up one time when I was in your class. I remember that.
I had Callie come to my class. Guys,
that's epic.
This was within weeks of starting my class, guys. Within weeks.
The third one in.
Like the third class ever. I had Callie pull up because I had connected with her management, and they were like, yo, we're trying to get Callie to be more active and show how she's active in her day-to-day life. So this would be perfect. Yeah, we'll pull up. So she pulled up the class and did our choreography with us. So
I know y'all know who that is.
Got a white boy in my pasta. He be feeding me pasta and lobster.
Exactly.
Hey.
I couldn't get it right. You know.
Yes. Area codes. Yes.
Exactly.
So that was an amazing experience. And that was just validating in itself that they saw value enough to even, like, you know how many other things she has to do?
Absolutely.
So for her to come to my class, I'm like, oh.
And she like participated in everything.
She did.
It was so much fun having her there.
Yes, y'all. That was awesome.
Oh shoot, I keep dropping your phone, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I just want to ask just a few more things before we wrap it up here.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions for Najma just in regards to acting, modeling, entrepreneurship that they want to inquire about before we wrap it up here?
Y'all can ask me anything.
And then while we get the questions in, I know a question that a lot of actors ask just from in class and just seeing people on YouTube, they ask, like, how do you memorize lines, or like, because I know that's a big challenge for a lot of people. Like, what is your method on that?
So I want to shout out to let me uncover my mic. Two of my amazing acting instructors who've given me tips on this. Jeff Cole, put some respect on his name. He's at Nick Conti's professional acting studio in Buckhead.
The best.
And the best. And Carl Kennedy, MFA, put some respect on his name. His training and Jeff Cole has made it so, not easy, but it once you learn good techniques, they don't leave you. So basically, you have to know what's going on in the story. Don't focus on memorizing the lines. Focus on what's going on in the story and connect with the intention behind the lines. Then the lines come easily. The lines come easily once you
Yeah.
know what you're trying to do with them,
Yeah.
right?
It's like cognitive learning or cognitive reading, like they taught us in second grade. Same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Let's see. So nobody has any questions. I guess we've covered a lot, which is a blessing. Oh, someone has a question. Okay.
Anything's possible. Where is it? Yeah.
I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you feel judged by your family for twerking? I've noticed some guys in my family don't really like it.
I don't feel judged by my family, but I'm blessed. I really am blessed, y'all. My mom is supportive. My mom is the one calling me, like, I have this connection, girl. Like, you want a franchise? And my dad is supportive. My dad's just like, keep winning, baby girl. Keep shining like the star you are. I have very supportive parents and very
That's a
supportive
blessing.
family, and I understand that that's a privilege. So yeah, no, I don't have any negative feedback from my family. The only one person I was concerned about is my grandmother, because she's old school, so I had to block her on Instagram. But she knows it's all love. I just don't want her worrying about me. But outside of
Yeah.
that, it's been positive. Yeah.
And when it comes to this, is a little personal. When it comes to like dating or being in a relationship and being a woman who is twerking, what's that like?
Date somebody who's confident. And I'm not going to use the word confident because it sounds like I'm calling the people who wouldn't be cool with it not confident, which is not true. Date someone who understands your purpose and understands your intention. Because when they understand your intention, he understands I'm not just out here shaking booty for attention or shaking booty for a dollar bill. They see the testimonies from these women. They see how I've touched these lives. They see the growth and the business potential behind this and the strategic measures I'm taking to make this something more than just shaking booty.
Right.
So date someone who understands. Simple as that. Date someone who understands.
From some so foreign, we got a question. Would you ever teach a male class?
Security. Security.
Would I ever teach a male class? I have some things in the works, but it won't be twerking. I hope you're not trying to shake booty. I'm never going to teach a twerk class for men.
In 2060, they might be trying to learn. Just kidding.
But I do have some ideas, some bigger picture goals to embody and encompass everyone, not just women. But that's going to be like 5 years in the future. I'm focused on my women right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you shout out your IG for the viewers?
Yes. So my personal / professional IG for my modeling and my acting and just Najma Shy period is That's Najma. That's THATSNAJMA. THATSNAJMA. And my twerk fitness class for the ladies, and yes, I do mean the ladies, who are interested in this amazing, empowering, one-of-a-kind experience is Sexy Work, WERK, you see it on my shirt? Sexy Work, WERK Fitness, and that is on TikTok and Instagram.
And on Eventbrite is where you can find
The tickets.
classes.
Yes. So we don't have class this Friday because we are having the retreat this weekend, which I'm super excited for. But next Friday, we're back in the swing of things. So pull up, tell your lady friends, and let's just come have a good time and come together, y'all.
I got one last question, promise.
Ask away.
Were you, or I may be wrong, were you on like pitching your business idea somewhere? Or did you do something like that?
See, I got so excited about Ebony Fit Weekend, I forgot about that opportunity.
Yeah, we need to know about that.
Oh my goodness. So if you guys know about the world of streaming and social media, YouTube, etc., you know who Kai Cenat is.
Absolutely.
You can't not know who Kai Cenat is and you know about Twitch, unless you just live under a rock. But basically, Kai Cenat and his team, AMP, they're amazing, they're fabulous, they're huge on social media. I was selected to pitch my business idea to them in a Shark Tank style video. So definitely check me out on that video. Type in AMP Shark Tank. And you're going to see sexy work on there, okay? And I came top 3. I didn't win number 1, but I came top 3. Shout out to the winner.
Shark Tank, we put that in there too for y'all.
Yes, check it out.
So we're trying to get Kai Cenat.
You trying to get?
Yeah,
Okay.
on our stream, we've been trying to get in touch with his team for Bobby's World. So let him know we need him.
I'm gonna put in a word with him. See, I've worked with him a few times now. So the next time I see him, I'm gonna plug y'all in.
Absolutely.
This is dope.
Well,
Are there any more questions?
Let's see here. You guys make sure you follow Najma on both her pages and you check out her Eventbrite. It's just Najma Shy on there.
Yes.
You can see all the events.
Yes, yes, yes. Like I said, no class this Friday, but next Friday, we right back at it, y'all. And I switch it up with the theme, so you just never know what kind of sauce we gonna be on, so.
And she will work you. She will work you.
Oh, and it's a workout. It's a workout. That's another thing that sets us apart. You actually gonna get some real work in.
It's gonna be worth it though.
For sure. We make it sexy and fun.
Yes.
So pull up on me.
Najma,
ask away.
Let's see.
Well, while we're waiting for questions, or if no questions come through, I just want to leave y'all with this message. If you have an idea, just start. I say this humbly, and I say this, as humbly as possible. When I first started this and I had this idea, I was scared. Can I curse? Shitless. I was scared shitless. Like, I really thought nobody would come. I really thought people would be like, oh, what's she doing? How's she an actor and she do fitness? You know what I'm saying? Because people want to keep it on a box so bad. I said, fuck the box, and I started doing what was calling my heart. So if you have an idea, start, because you a year from now will thank you. Yes.
Absolutely. I say we wrap it up with some affirmations and let
let's
these
do
people
some
get
affirmations.
some positive vibes before we end this. All right, I'm gonna do it with you like we always do.
Okay, I'm gonna do a few because I'm gonna give y'all a teaser, because if you want the full experience, you need to be in class.
Exactly.
Y'all don't get the whole thing.
Okay.
So repeat after me. I am beautiful.
I am beautiful.
I am confident.
I am confident.
Scratch that. Can I scream in here?
Yeah, we scream.
I'm gonna give y'all that Coach Star energy. Hold on. Okay.
Wait. They gotta do it too.
Oh yeah, can y'all say it with me? Let's
They
go!
gotta do it too.
Let's go!
Everybody. They gotta do it.
Let's do it. And I want you, if you're watching this, I want y'all to repeat too. All right. I am confident.
I am confident.
I am confident.
I am beautiful.
I am beautiful.
What else I want to say? I'm a winner.
I'm a winner.
It is my winning season.
It is my winning season.
I am unstoppable.
I'm unstoppable.
I believe in myself.
I believe in myself.
I am at peace.
I'm at peace.
I feel joy.
I feel joy.
I'm abundant.
I'm abundant.
I'm financially abundant.
I'm financially
Now we're going to end with
abundant.
my favorite three. Say, I love me.
I love me.
Second time, a little bit louder, y'all. Say, I love me.
I love me.
Third time, a little bit louder. I love me.
I love me.
I know that's right.
Always
Yes,
great
y'all.
energy.
Sexy Work Fitness. We going global. Check us out.
Yep, y'all better tap in. Thank you guys.
I love
so
it.
much.
They're commenting. I love it. Yes. I love me. Yes.
And it is in Atlanta, so y'all have to come out here because, you know, this is an international show, so
For sure.
y'all don't have to travel out here. Come to the class, and it will be worth it for sure.
Yes, pull up to class. Or if you are out of state, stay tuned because I'm going to have some online streaming options for you guys too. So stay tuned.
And you got merch, like t-shirts?
I got merch. These are not, this was a gift, but I do want to have some of these for sale. But I do have twerk shorts, sexy work shorts for you to pull up in class and shake that thing in. So check me out, y'all. It's all on my Instagram for you to see.
All right,
Thanks
y'all.
for
Thank you
having
so
me.
much. Thank you, Najma.
Yes, thank
Such a blessing to
you.
have you here. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow on Bobby's World. We got another amazing guest, so tap in. You don't want to miss this one.